My name is Caleb Haig. I'm with Growing in Messiah, and in this video, I'm going to review some day planners from ChristianPlanner.com. Time is one of the things that we all need more of, and one of the things that we really have a hard time trying to fit everything into. And one of the solutions to this is actually planning out our day. This is something that I have not done for the majority of my life, but recently I started to see the benefits of scheduling and planning my day. I actually use a digital calendar for my day-to-day and business scheduling. However, every single week I like to sit down and I like to kind of mind dump, and I like to plan out my next week. I also like to look at the past week. So I'm the kind of person who now, and I wasn't like this before, but now I really like to set maybe 2 or 3 goals for the week, and I try to accomplish those goals in the week. I also try to have a to-do list of things that just need to get done throughout the week, and then I try to schedule out just things that are going to happen throughout that week as well. So I do all of that on paper, and so I started looking into paper schedulers, and one of the things that I realized is that there wasn't a whole lot that really was meeting every single need that I had. And so I decided I was going to try to build my own. And right when I decided that, I found ChristianPlanner.com. Now, I have purchased 2 planners from ChristianPlanner.com, and I did that because I got one for my wife and one for myself. My wife actually already has a planner that she loves, and so she is not going to use this planner. But the nice thing is that I get to look at both of them, and we get to look at both of them together. So I'll show you what we have, and then we'll go in for a closer look. So I ordered the large undated planner. You can see that it has a strap to keep it shut there, and it has 2 bookmarks, which actually comes in very handy. It also came with a thing to hold your pen. This came detached. You don't have to have this. I put it on because I actually like to keep a pencil there. And besides that, the only color they had left was orange. So I got orangish pink. It's like a salmon color, which is fine. I actually like this one a little bit better than the smaller one, and we'll talk about that. However, I will say that there's differences between the undated and the dated planner. This dated planner, I got it in green, which is really nice with gold lettering. And so it's got all the dates already in it. It's smaller, and I'll show you the size difference. It's really just tallness. You can see that the orange one pops up maybe about an inch, half an inch, something like that, above the green one. So this one, the green one, the smaller one, is more compact, but it does have some things that the larger one does not have. So let's go in for a closer look, and we'll take a look at all that. Okay, so the first planner that we're going to look at is the smaller version, the green one. And really the differences between the large and small planner that I got, it comes down to preference in what you like in a planner. Now, I should say I'm not getting paid by ChristianPlanner.com. They don't even know I'm doing this review. I'm sure that they have other planners on ChristianPlanner.com, so I can only speak to what I've seen in these 2 planners. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the month view. And the month view is fairly nice. In both versions, you have a to-do list. This is the smaller version. On the left-hand side, you do have a to-do list, and then there is some free space at the bottom of the planner. They've given you some prompts. On the left-hand side, it says reflection. On the right-hand side, it says action. And that's really all the room that you have, besides obviously writing inside of the calendar itself. And so that's a pretty straightforward view. I'm not sure if the prompts, for me personally, I'm not sure if the prompts of reflection and action on the bottom are actually helpful. I like a lot of free space in my in my calendar so that I can just write whatever I want. But nonetheless, there is some room to write some stuff. Okay, after the month view, we come into the week view, and there are week views for obviously each week within a given month. At the top, it tells you what month you're in. So obviously here we have May to June. On the left-hand side, once again, we have another to-do list. We have free space on the bottom, and that's actually, I like that, the free space. And then on the other side, they have a daily habit tracker. I actually really like this. So you can see that you can write in on this one, there's only 6, but you can write in 6 different daily habits. So if you wanted to do things like, I don't know, push-ups or reading the Bible with my family or, catechism with the kids or whatever it may be, you can write down whatever you want. You can go to the gym, all sorts of stuff. So whatever daily habit tracker you want to put down there, you can, and then you simply mark off the days. You can do that each day, or you can do it at the end of the week and kind of, review your week and grade your week on how well you did. So I actually really like that. And yeah, I think it's fairly nice how they laid out the week view. At the end of every week, we have a monthly finance tracker, and this is actually something that is only found in the smaller version, at least between the 2 planners that I got, and I think that this is really actually a great feature. Unfortunately, it's not in the bigger Undated planner, and so that's kind of one of the downfalls, I think, of the bigger planner. So you can see that on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, they have given like an inspirational verse, or I guess that's what you could call that. I know that some people are really into that kind of a thing. I personally am not. And so I find this, I don't want to say wasted space because obviously it's scripture. And so, but at the same time, that's not really what I want in my planner. I have other places that I want inspirational verses, or, I read my Bible every day. And so this is not exactly the place that I would want an inspirational verse. In fact, I wish that what they would have done on this is they would have left the right-hand side blank or put another finance tracker there in case you had more things. That way you could kind of, write out about your finances or things that you need to, put money away for, whatever it may be. You could kind of hash more out on the right-hand side. That's what I would have liked to have seen. However, that's not what they did, obviously. And so you have a inspirational verse on the right-hand side. And then finally, at the end of each week, you have weekend devotional, and there's places to write sermon notes. There's places to write just pretty much anything you want. On the right-hand side, you can hardly see it, but there's actually really faint lines. Now, one of the things that you're going to see that's different between this version and the larger version is that in the larger version, there's actually darker lines, and I think that that's really nice. I don't know why. It's personal preference, but for me, the larger versions, end of week kind of blank pages are nicer because the line part, which is actually on the left-hand side in the larger version, is going to be darker, and it's personal preference, but I like that. Finally, the last thing that we need to look at is simply the back of the book. And in the back of the book of the smaller one, you just have, I think, 1 or 2 pages of notes, blank pages of notes. I think that's it. So that's all you have is just two pages of notes. And I wish that there could have been a little bit more space in case you wanted to, write things, journal a little bit or whatever at the end of the book about the past year. I think that 2 pages is a little bit sparse, but I understand, since I've done book formatting, I understand why they did that. But just so you know, there's only 2 pages of notes on the back page of the smaller version. And then finally, the last thing that I should say is the reason that you have 2 bookmarks is obviously one for the month view, so that you can continually get back to the view of the overall month. And then the second one is going to be for your week view, so you can continue to switch between week and month. All right, let's move on to the bigger planner. Now, as I said, the only color that they had left was this like salmon color, and that tells me that possibly people are ordering this a little bit more since they were out of the other 2 colors. And obviously the thing that's nice about this is you can put in your own dates, so you can start whenever you want. So if you see this video and it's July, it doesn't matter. You can still go get this planner, and obviously you can put the dates in for August and start in August if you want to. It doesn't matter when you start. So that's one nice thing. You can see that obviously, since it's a larger book, the space on the bottom and on the left is obviously bigger, so you have more room to write, which is another nicety of the larger version. But pretty much what you see is the exact same thing that you had in the small version, except for the dates aren't there. Once again, you can see that we have the week view. We have weekly goals at the bottom, so they've changed up this a little bit, but not much. Instead of having 6 daily healthy habit tracker, you now have 9. So that's obviously, if you know, depending on how many habits you're trying to get into, get track, you can obviously do that better in the larger planner. There's just simply more room, and that's really the nicety of this of the bigger size, is that there's more room, and you can put the dates in as you please. So if you you know, let's say that you get busy and for some reason you're not using your planner for a month or two, you can come back to this planner and just start right back with a different month. It doesn't matter. And that's really one of the nice things. Finally, at the end of each month, you have the same kind of thing that was in the smaller planner. However, as I said with the smaller planner, you can see that the lines on the left-hand side are a lot darker, which is nice. And then the right-hand side still has blank paper. You have actions at the bottom, and they have a couple of prompts there and reflections and stuff like that. But for some reason, I really like that darker lined paper. And then finally, at the back of this planner, you have tons of notes. And then finally, they have this little pocket. And I'm not sure what the pocket is for, but you can put whatever you want in there. So that's nice as well. If you have, you know, bills or whatever that you want to put in there, you can. So overall, I'm going to tell you that I decided to use the bigger planner because it has more room. I do like the bigger planner, and I like the fact that the dates aren't already in it. If you want something that's already dated and you don't want to have to put dates in, then certainly the smaller planner would be good. The only main difference, there's 2 main differences between the planners. First of all, obviously there's more room in the larger planner, and that certainly is nice. The downfall to the larger planner is that it does not have a finance tracker as the small one does. However, the one thing that I don't like about the smaller planner is that it does give you these inspirational verses, which I understand once again that it's a Christian planner, but I honestly feel like it's kind of a waste of paper and a waste of space that I could be using to track and plan more things. So I hope that this look at Christian planners from christianplanner.com has helped you in some way. If you're in the middle of the year, then obviously the Undated Planner is going to be the one that you want to go with, because you can start that at any point. However, I would say that overall, the planners that I have received from christianplanner.com seem to be high quality and seem to basically meet the needs that you want within a planner.